Normality would say inches and seconds. I was the speaker that morning, and within 3 hours I wanted to drink. Alcoholism, cunning, powerful, and baffling. And 1 week, 2 weeks later, and there is still that pain. And so, the wonderful steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, aligning my will with God's will. I'm powerless over death. I wanted her alive, and God wanted her dead. My life was unmanageable if I'm not making my bed, if I'm crying at work, if I have no interest in anything, if I'm not present in the moment, I can't carry the message. And I came to believe that God could restore me to sanity. And I had to give Misty to God. As human as the grieving is, I had to look at my part in it. And I was being defiant, rebellious, self-willed, and I had self-pity. And I shared that with my sponsor. And the next day, on her 1-month anniversary, the pain left me, not to return. I can still get sad, but the pain is gone. And since it worked so well with grief, I've been having some digestive problem, a diagnosis I got 4 years ago, and they want me to eat a certain way, and I just can't wrap my head around it. I don't want to have dinner at 5 o'clock. I don't want not to have salads, and I want to have my chocolate, and I was on half measures for 2 or 3 years, and finally I gave that to God too about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And I prayed to develop taste for what's right for me in general and what's right for me to eat specifically. And one more time, I was being self-willed, defiant, rebellious, full of self-pity because I can't eat like normal people. And about a week later, this healer was put before me, and I can eat what is good for me to eat today. I've had no chocolate in over 3 weeks, and this is my first conference. Usually I bring it with me like champagne in the morning. You know, I'm at the airport waiting for the flight, and I'm having my favorite chocolate, and it feels like Christmas. You know, it's a big celebration. And this time I had pistachio nuts. And so today, more than ever, I need the steps of Alcoholics Anonymous to treat everything that's wrong with me. I need to give myself completely to this wonderful higher power. This is the answer to all my problems. If you are new, this is a lot more than not drink. This is a way of life. It's a spiritual program. It's to establish a relationship with the higher power who has created this roller coaster on which we can trudge the road of happy destiny. And I would like to share this little story with you. My little Misty, one day I was going to the food store to buy food for my cat, and there was this rescue foundation, and they had 12, 15 boisterous little dogs, and all of them looked pretty happy and healthy except Misty. Misty was just 5 pounds. She should have been 10. She'd been found homeless. She was just emaciated. You could see all her ribs. She was coughing, wheezing, missing hair because of the malnutrition. She had flakes coming off her skin. She was not housebroken. I've picked my men the same way, but that's probably another meeting. And so I put my hand in there, and she kissed it, and I started to cry. And I said, honey, you're coming home. We'll work it out. And I took her home, and she had a really good life, pampered, a life of a little princess like I have, like we all have, AA princes and princesses, and she loved fresh salmon and trout and ice cream. Haagen-Dazs was her favorite. And she slept right here on my pillow, and she had a pet walker and a nutritionist, and I bought her a little bikini, little triangle and lace, and just made a fuss over that little dog. But for that pathetic, nothing, unwanted, rejected little dog on her way to be euthanized because of the biting problem, for her to have the pampered life that she had, this is what this wondrous higher power had to orchestrate for her. First, the lady who found her near the border, who brought her to the pound, the people at the pound who were there to receive her. Penny, the president of the foundation who goes to the pound every day to collect those little dogs. Penny and the help of volunteers who were at PetSmart to show the dogs. Me passing by and falling in love with her and taking her home. So if this God, this infinite, all-powerful, loving, forgiving God can stoop so to save this pathetic little dog, what do you think He's not going to do for us? If we were not ourselves unwanted, famished, undernourished, rejected, I'll bet in cages of our own making. If you want you, I have good news for you. You've already been scooped up. And I hope you take this in the most loving way. We are your new adoptive family. We want absolutely nothing from you, but put our arms around you and tell you that we've done the things that you've done. We felt the shame that you have. We've had the fears that you feel. And if you come and join us, we will show you this new way of life that's available to each and every one of you. If you only keep yourself right smack in the middle of this thing. And I would like to leave you with a prayer today. My sobriety date, June 22nd, 1982, is the most precious nugget of information to know about me. It's the day that the only good life I have ever known began. It's the day that you took me in when I was emaciated, unlovable, biting, scratching. And I keep my sobriety date not as a jewel on a crown or a feather on a panache, but as a very special treasure in my heart. And my prayer is that all of us get to keep the sobriety date that we have today. And I so thank you for mine. Thank you.